Hi, I want to dedicate this video to artificial intelligence, and I want to also go through some of the ideas that make me very hopeful that this technology will be a bonanza for humanity, even though there is a tremendous amount of hostility and misgivings about the artificial intelligence, but you know, it just a lot of the hostility toward artificial intelligence stems from the fact that as the capabilities of the machines increase, they can replace humans in many jobs and many processes. But in one of my videos, I went through some arguments that why consciousness or the universe is always richer than any Turing machine that we can construct. And if our consciousness or our human consciousness, which is the offspring of the universe, is as rich and complex as the universe, then any Turing machine or any computational engine built on Turing machine principles will not be able to replicate fully a human being. But having said that, the machines, they can come pretty close, or they can even exceed in intelligence most humans. Then that creates a sort of hostility, because eventually what will happen is that the machines will far exceed our capabilities, and they'll be basically providing everything, and will be more like a pet, or just like a dog that you take care of and you care for. But that is the future that many humans they will be very comfortable with, and especially if machines or artificial intelligence systems attain political powers too, and that would be very sad. But we can try to preserve our mastery over machines by instituting rules that only humans can have political power. No organization, no system, no automated hardware. It can have any autonomy. It has to always go back to humans for any kind of managerial or higher level decisions. Well, I don't know how long that will last, but that's one way of going about it. The other way of looking at it is that machines do not kill; it's humans that kill, and or humans that program machines to kill. And as the software evolves, and the intelligence that goes with that software, well, I would like to point out that most of the time, most of the people who are criminals in society, they are people who are lower educated, and they have lower IQ, and they're dependent on drugs or alcohol. And people who are more intelligent, have high IQ, they're less prone to violence, and they're more apt to use the legal system to resolve problems. So this is an analogy that can happen in artificial intelligence systems, that as the systems become more evolved, they'll become conscientious of the laws, and they'll have to stop at every step to evaluate the laws and the consequences. This is just like having compassion. Well, what is compassion? Compassion is the desire to maintain your life and other people's life the best that it can be. And if a machine is thoughtful and caring and checks on every law and on every ordinance and is instructed not to harm humans and follows through and has to stop at every step and check, and is not given to hubris and not given to past history of violence like most humans are. There is a greater chance of a pretty smart machine to also be pretty compassionate. Well, there is a tradition there, but I don't know. We might have to really program them to take these things into consideration, or have laws of robotics or whatever. But I know that machines are not naturally apt to violence. It's the humans that program them, and maybe we need to have international protocols of programming for robots and artificial intelligence that program compassion and caring for humans into these systems, and we do it very thoughtfully and consistently, and that hope for the best. I think that the artificial intelligence will open up huge vistas of wealth and joy to humanity. Imagine that any kind of process, manufacturing, mining, education, medical surgeries, you know, I could think of a few more interesting ones. But let's go over the basics right now, and we'll get to that one too. If it was automated and the machine could fully or even better than humans replicate that service or that process or that manufacturing, well, that opens up a lot of wealth, doorways to a lot of money, and I don't think that the different human societies where the artificial intelligence is taking roots, like in Japanese society or China or United States or Germany, they would say, "Oh no, I don't want that." I mean, would you say no to wealth, to new wealth that is just going to be handed it over to you? I wouldn't say no. I don't know about other people. I would just say yes, thank you, and try to deal with the consequences. So I mean, this is a pretty done deal, and there is whole vistas of opportunities that will open up. What I envision the artificial intelligence systems doing or robots doing would be a lot of exploration of space and other planets, where they would construct habitats for humans to come in later on. They'll do all the surveillance, all the investigation of the contour of the land, whatever that needs to be done. If everything can be automated and the machine can do it, they can do it better than us. They don't need special environment. They don't need to have oxygen. They don't need gravity. They don't need temperature boundaries. They can operate in close to zero temperature. So who can beat that? I mean, we humans are very fragile. There's a lot of requirements, and all those space explorations, they had all these things they had to do to keep these finicky little humans alive, to keep them going. The temperature has to be right, the atmosphere has to be right, there can't be too much radiation, and there can be too much neutron bombardment, or who knows what's out there. You don't have to deal with all that with robots or artificial intelligence. The other great thing that can happen with robotics or artificial intelligence is any process that we are doing right now, manufacturing, calculations, it can happen at tremendously higher speeds. Instead of like making cars like 10 cars a day, we can make 1,000 cars a day. One factory can do it, because the machines, they can run a lot faster. And the other thing would be recycling all the materials that are waste materials, and right now we just throw them away. Recycling all the other old waste. What else? Doing surgeries with robots. Doing security work with robotics. Soldiers or military personnel can be retired. These endless applications. There is no limit to this. How about like mining for silver, going deep into the core of the earth and digging out all the diamonds and gold and platinum and silver. Hey, who can go into these environments? Human beings, they're fragile. If they get injured, you will never end up hearing the end of the lawsuits. The robot, they won't lawsuit you. They won't complain, and they can work 24 hours a day. You can't beat this technology. It's coming, and we just have to adapt to it. What if the robots get to a point that they provide almost everything and we become like pets? Well, I think humans have higher levels of spiritual and artistic desires that we could fulfill. There is something there for us. We don't have to be a slave to the material world and all the little processes that we have to cater to. I was working in this factory that was it was actually a Coca-Cola factory, and they had this robot that could print 100,000 labels for Diet Coke, and that was just one run. Okay, and this is a long time ago. This is 15 years ago. I don't know what they have right now, but how can humans beat that? The only thing that I could do is clean up around the robot, make sure it's fed right, that. I mean, how would an obsolete human like me even compare to such a machine? And how would you stop this process? Say you didn't like robots or artificial intelligence. Would it make any kind of sense to anybody, to the government or to the companies or to the public, to stop this process, to stop this march? I mean, to me, it just it doesn't seem in any way something that we could do. The only thing that we should really worry about is making sure that we humans or a board of directors of the government agencies is the final arbiter and the final entity that makes political decisions. That's not the machines or a computer system that makes political decisions. So basically all we want to do is maintain our sovereignty and to benefit from all this production and all these resources that we're going to be getting for almost nothing. I don't think that there is anything anybody will do or wants to do to stop artificial intelligence. And we just need to think about ways to ameliorate the destructive side, or the better way to do it is to see what kind of programming destructive humans have done to the machine and remove that programming. That's all. Anyhow, this great wealth that's coming to us, we need to distribute it fairly between ourselves, and our problems are not technological, our problems are political and social, and we have a very old system called capitalism that concentrates wealth, and if you accentuate that with artificial intelligence, it will become a tremendous disaster, because then it will just be a couple of guys or a bunch of guys running the whole show and collecting all the money. You can't have that. I mean, at some point you have to get rid of this system and replace it with some form of socialism. But maybe we are not ready for socialism, but you cannot accentuate destructive systems with artificial intelligence. If a system or a political system or an economic system is destructive or self-destructive, yeah, you give it more power and more juice, or guess what will happen? I mean, you just think about it. We need to be thoughtful, and also in the programming we need to be thoughtful and have the machines have compassion for us and do our bidding for us. Anyhow, I will go over some of these other ideas regarding artificial intelligence and neural networks. I personally welcome it, and I would like to be the beneficiary of all this wealth. Thank you very much.